What people don't understand is that I'm learning how to play the electric guitar. So you need to follow me on Instagram. This is important. You need to follow me on Instagram in order to see my progress with that guitar. I need some sort of order in my life, and that's gonna give it to me. It might take me a year. It might take me 3 years to learn how to play that bad boy, but I will learn how to play that bad boy. So follow me on Instagram to check out my progress. I mean, it's that simple. All you gotta do is follow me on Instagram like right now. Pause this video and follow me. I'll wait. Okay, thank you so much for following me on Instagram. Now we can start the video. So did you guys hear that BuzzFeed? Yeah, BuzzFeed from like 2016 BuzzFeed. They used to be really popular name on here. Like if you want to get 1 million views on your video, you would say that you quit BuzzFeed, even though you've never even worked there. Trust me. When I realized that people were doing this in order to clickbait other people on clicking their videos, I figured that I can take YouTube and make it a real career out of myself as long as I keep clickbaiting people. And you know who's in the business of clickbaiting? BuzzFeed themselves, okay? Check out this article. They're losing millions of dollars. What? Shutting down? What? But why? Don't people know that BuzzFeedNews is a reliable source? Don't they know that that's the place where we heard that Donald Trump had a pee-pee dossier, where he peed on prostitutes that were anti-Obama? I don't remember, bro. I don't remember anything. All I know is that BuzzFeed was cut in between all of that for leaking that fake news. So lately, what BuzzFeed has been doing is they've been trying to revive old beef that shouldn't even be revived by shit that isn't even relevant anymore. Do you guys remember the Drake and Josh show? I do, okay? I remember 6 o'clock in 2005 eating my spaghetti, watching Drake and Joshy, thinking that they were the coolest people in the world, because I could relate to both of them, okay? I was fat, like the fat character, but I always wanted to be cool like Drake, okay? I always wanted to be cool like Drake. And that's exactly what happened. And unlike you Americans, I didn't get to watch it on Nickelodeon. I had to watch it on YTV after the zone. Whatever. Not like you guys give a shit about my childhood. We're here to read the BuzzFeed article about Drake Bell spilled more details about his feud with Josh Peck and claimed he once scripted an entire Drake and Josh reboot centered around Mexican stereotypes. That was a mouthful, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So let's begin, okay? This is how BuzzFeed writes their articles, okay? They only give it to you one sentence at a time. Anyway, so the article begins. It might be 2022, but it feels like 2017 again. The infamous feud between Drake Bell and Josh Peck appears to be escalating. Fun little fact, the escalator was the first ever amusement park. People would just get on the escalator and go up. Google it, I'm not wrong. If you need a quick refresher, the former Nickelodeon co-star found themselves caught up in a public drama after Drake called Josh out online for not inviting him to his wedding. Oh God, you know those people that were children when they made a show together? You know, when they were collecting a paycheck? When they were feeding their families as children? You know? Maybe they grew to be apart. Maybe they just grew out of each other, you know, because people grow up, and it happens all the time. Your best friend right now, cherish these memories. Something might happen in your 30s, and y'all might not be best friends no more, and that's okay. That's okay, okay? Because the memories that you had were still real. People just grow and change. It's perfectly fine. It's a part of the circle of life. For context, the two played fan favorite stepbrothers in the sitcom Drake and Josh from 2004 to 2007. For context, the two played fan favorite stepbrothers in the sitcom Drake and Josh from 2004 from 2007. Will Ferrell. When was Step Brothers released? July 2008? Drake and Josh are from 2004, but apparently they lost touch over the years that followed when Josh got married to Paige O'Brien Peck a decade after the show finished filming. He didn't feel the need to invite his former co-star. I mean, I just turned 29 and I didn't feel the need to invite nobody. Less people in my life, please. Drake made his public knowledge at the time, hoping online to post... Oh shit, I have dyslexia, okay? Drake made this public knowledge at the time, hopping online to post and quickly delete a series of harsh tweets. When you're not invited to a wedding, the message is clear. He wrote, "True colors have been out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties have officially been cut. I'll miss you, brother." You see, when you're an online influencer or online celebrity, or you're just a celebrity in general, everything that you do can be turned into cash. And that's what he's trying to do here with the power of BuzzFeed, who seems to be the only news article that gives a shit about this. A couple months later, the two reunited at the Video Music Awards and seemingly reconciled their friendship. They went on to appear in several vlogs together, even partaking in scripted sketches that poked fun at their dispute. You see, because in Hollywood, you can backstab somebody and then turn it into money, okay? In Hollywood, nothing is permanent, okay? First you get mad, get a check, forgive each other. But last week, Josh spoke out about the Discord for the first time and made a bunch of claims about what actually went down between the two on the day of his wedding. So Josh is trying to enjoy his wedding, all right? And the media just cannot resist knowing what he thinks about Drake. Is he on the day of his wedding? It was supposed to be the greatest day of your life. They're over here bringing down his vibes straight up by asking about this beef. So I didn't invite Drake to my wedding because I hadn't talked to him in many years, Josh recalled on the BFS podcast last Thursday. I know that Drake and I didn't stay in touch for the 10 years since we had made the show, but nobody needed to know that. Yeah, Josh, that's why you're on Barstool Sports talking about it. He said, "Cut to, I'm getting married that night, and I see the text messages from him cursing me out, coming for me, on the night of my wedding." Recalling Drake's infamous tweet, Josh said, "He takes to the internet, and he starts writing these tweets that immediately catch fire. So then he leans in and goes to the press tour about how heartbroken he is and certain that this narrative just wasn't true." How do you know that? How do you know that he wasn't really heartbroken? How do you know that he's still not stuck? He's still not stuck in 2007 when you guys were at your peak. He continued, "I remember the month later, I was at the Video Music Awards, and I see him there, and he sees me, and I go up to him, and this might be the most Sopranos thing I've ever done. I looked at him and I go, apologize to my wife right now." That's not a Sopranos thing. That's called being a man. If you felt like you had to do that, okay? Like, I hope that if you're married to somebody, and I mean, if you felt insulted that that dude ruins your wedding night, then yeah, I understand. But that's not Sopranos. Come on now. You're not gonna take nobody named after a cat on the boat and then shoot him because he had a wire on him, even though he tried to tell all of y'all. I'm still not over that. How could you just kill pussy like that? Okay, he made a beeline for my wife, and I see him do his whole 5 minutes performance of an apology. I was like, go apologize to my wife or something bad's gonna happen, Josh added. Okay, Tony Soprano. Shortly afterwards, Drake's wife, Janet Vaughn Schmingling, publicly refuted Josh's claims, branding him a fucking liar. In a quickly deleted Instagram story, he denied that Josh had ever threatened Drake instead of alleging that he nicely asked him to apologize. I don't know if Josh is Jewish. I'm not even gonna Google that, but I get the same exact way. Like, if somebody does me wrong, even if it's the slightest little inconvenience, if we're close, if my mother would hug you and say, "I miss you, I haven't seen you in so long," like, if we're that close, please apologize. Please. That's it. That's it. And now Drake has given his recollection of the night as well as his opinion on Josh's remarks in a brand new podcast. Dun, 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 dun. I can't wait till I start beef with somebody, then I gotta go on podcasts defending myself. Firstly, it's important to note that in June of 2021, Drake faced fierce criticism after pleading guilty to attempted endangerment of a child and misdemeanor charges of dismantling matters harmful to juveniles. Disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. He was sentenced for 2 years of probation and remained fairly quiet in the months since. I don't like how that was worded. It's like, he's a pedophile, but we don't know. Maybe. This is like calling somebody a pedophile without really calling them a pedophile, right? Like, I need more context before I can give you a proper opinion. On Sunday, Drake revealed on Instagram that he and Janet launched their own podcast titled Drake and Janet. A bunch of users immediately noted that the name, font, and logo were visually identical to those of Drake and Josh, promoting speculations that the podcast will be a full further insight into the feud. Well, not only does the description of the episode read Jake spills the tea, but Josh comments from the BFS podcast also feuded in the first few seconds. Janet firstly discusses her public reaction to Josh's remarks. Looking back at it now, obviously, I'm more calm. I don't know why it upset me so much, she says, to which Drake responds, "'Cause you're my wife." Or maybe, we need to make some money, so we need to talk shit on the internet immediately so that the cash can keep piling in. Okay, like that's really what's going on. I was there that day, Janet recalled. I saw Josh with his camera before he even came up to you. I whispered in your ear and said, Josh is walking up to us and he has a camera and he is vlogging you. And then Josh walks up shaking with his camera. Go apologize to my wife or something bad's gonna happen. Then they play the footage in question, which was uploaded to Josh's YouTube channel as a part of a vlog called Drake and Josh Reunion. In the short clip, Josh approaches Drake and it seemingly catches him off guard. Holy shit, Drake says. What's up, buddy? This is happening right now. Live? Josh says to Drake, please tell Facebook to be nice to me, referring to the onslaught of hate that he had and Paige received after Drake publicly slammed him on Twitter. Oh my god, it's not even my fault, Drake replies, before looking out directly into the camera and telling Phelps to chill out, lay off. That's how powerful Drake is. Now recalling the day in more detail on their podcast, both Drake and Janet claims that the entire exchange was lighthearted, as opposed to how Josh described things last week. Janet says, we were smiling, laughing. Did he ask you to apologize rightfully? To which Drake added, I wanted to. Drake then claims that Josh said to him, hey man, you don't need to say sorry to me, but I really need to say sorry to Paige. I was like, yeah dude, absolutely. Like, I want to say sorry to Paige, Drake recalls, and that was it. Janet and Drake then claimed that they exchanged numbers with Josh and Paige after the encounter, and after all four of them went on to hang out several times, contrary to Josh's claims, they barely communicated after the VMAs. Ladies and gentlemen, if Drake can still make it to the VMAs, you can do anything. What is your dreams? Because this guy is still going to the VMAs. You can do anything you set your mind out to. You can even be the Queen of England if you really got creative. It's possible, okay? It's possible. We've hung out many times, Janet says, echoed by Drake. He adds, that's what bugged me out. That Josh was like, we weren't friends, we didn't hang out. That's not true. Drake also refused Josh's claims that he had sent him harsh messages on the night of his wedding. How could I have texted him on the night of his wedding about his wedding when I don't know there was a wedding until the day after the wedding? Reads on the on-screen text alongside screenshots showing Drake's tweets were posted on June 18th while Josh's wedding took place on June 17th. How could I have texted him on the night of his wedding about his wedding when I didn't know there was a wedding until the day after there was a wedding? Ha 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 ha. Drake calls out Josh for saying that the text came out of the blue and that the two hadn't talked in years, instead claiming that they texted and hung out several occasions. It was just strange, Drake says. I mean, look, I said some things, but I was bummed, dude. I was like, man, that sucks. Like, I wish I could have been there for you. Josh and I always had our ups and downs. Maybe it's just because we were kids and we had our own demons. He continues, we had times when we had times when we've been friends, and we had times when we wanted to kill each other, but we were like brothers. Drake goes on to recall more details from his and Drake's past, claiming that the two had once planned on creating an entire Drake and Josh reboot. You hear that, 90s kids? Y'all can have a reboot. According to Drake and Janet, Josh has pitched a script for the show that has been based on Step Brothers all grown up and featured a bunch of ruder jokes. For example, Josh had apparently wanted to spin up the show with iconic "Hug me, brother," like "Hug yourself, fuckhead," as a part of a comedic plot, okay? Okay, so they're about to reboot Jake and Josh, but they're gonna add curse words. Will Ferrell beat you to it, bro. But as the couple read back on Josh's alleged script, they revealed that much of the plot was centered around harmful Mexican stereotypes. Janet is from Paraguay, a country in South America. Meanwhile, Drake is now infamously goes by a surname Capana across social media and made the switch to posting in Spanish last year. We're in Mexico, Janet reads Drake performance at the Quinceañera, a Latin celebration of a girl's 15th birthday. It's not your typical quince. This is a newly 15-year-old Elena. She's the daughter of the biggest drug kingpin in Mexico. Really? She continues, her father, Enrique, the head of the cartel, sits in the middle of the party at the table surrounded by guards and beautiful women. Think Escobar, Chapo, she reads with Drake groaning at the stereotypes around the drug business. Drake is on stage backed by a mariachi band, Janet reads. People drink copious amounts of alcohol and ingest other illicit substances. She later adds that they go into a gunfight and refuse to pay Drake, which, as she notes, is another terrible stereotype. Drake says, right when I read the script, I was like, man, I can't represent Mexican people like that. He and Janet called Josh's script direct insult, and they've built it and cultivated living in Mexico over the years. Janet says in this close that the Mexican description was just the tip of the iceberg. And that's when there were apparently so many red flags presented in Josh's script. She says that as Drake's business partner, producer, and wife, she couldn't allow him to partake in something that perpetuated such harmful stereotypes. I wasn't gonna let you do that script, she says. Nothing that the 9-year-old month's son is half Peruvian and will speak Spanish when he's older. You weren't gonna let yourself do it anyway, she adds, to which Drake agrees. That was a lot. That was a lot. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that these are just two stars from the early 2000s who are just trying to stay relevant? You know, I mean, they come from the same era as Amanda Bynes. What's Amanda Bynes up to these days? Do you guys remember how we started this video? We started by saying that BuzzFeed's going bankrupt. And I can see why. I am exhausted. Please, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about BuzzFeed and this whole Drake and Josh beef. Mexican stereotypes? What's going on? Okay? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Please, leave this video a like, subscribe, and you have to follow me on Instagram if you want to see me do progress with that guitar. I'm learning how to play the guitar and I need you to follow me on Instagram so I have a reason to learn it, okay? It might take me a year, it might take me 3 years, but I need you to follow me on Instagram so that I am motivated to learn how to play the guitar, bro. And with that being said, remember, this is all facetious. This is a comedy channel. It's all supposed to be jokes. Thank you for listening to my dumb ass.
Hey, go for it.
Yo, if aliens can hear this song, can you please come pick me up? I'm scared. There is a guy named and he has access to nuclear weapons. There's another guy named Biden, and he's like the millions of my people still voted for him. There's another guy named Trump, and that guy just doesn't shut the fuck up. There's another guy, DeSantis, and he is a undercover race. There's another guy named